So that was AEW Dynamite for April the 10th. I was not entertained by this show. There were parts that were entertaining, but for the wrong reasons. So we start off the show. We were supposed to have Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes to start out the show. But as Joe is making his entrance, Swerve jumped him. They got into a brawl. Then they went through a table. So we had to see what was going to happen with Joe. But then the actual opener for the night was Adam Copeland versus Penta for the TNT Championship. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy the match, but what I will say is probably like 85% of it was Adam Copeland selling, like getting his ass whooped. Like it wasn't very competitive, like back and forth. Like it was pretty much Edge fighting from underneath the whole time. We did. Oh my god, I just watched this shit and I barely fucking remember what happened. This shit is sad. So, as you all know, this is what everybody here for. So fuck it. They actually did show the backstage footage of CM Punk and Jack Perry. Young Bucks cut this whiny, terrible, non-talented promo about how there was Jack Perry, the scapegoat for all this, and then the other guy wanted the company to be about him, even though, well, if that was the fucking case, you were doing better numbers back then, so maybe it fucking worked. But anyways, they actually showed the footage, people. This wasn't a bait and switch. They didn't like dress up as people and try to, spoof it or nothing. They showed the actual footage. You could see Samoa Joe in the background. You could see Hook in the background. You could see a bunch of referees, bunch of stage crew people, probably some security, I think. But you can see CM Punk and you can see Jack Perry. And CM Punk walked up to him. They was talking back and forth. And then CM Punk, like he either mushed him or he just pushed him. Like, I gotta go back and see it. But he definitely, you know what I'm saying, get away from me. So Jack Perry charged in at CM Punk. And like he said, he put that nigga in a headlock and choked him out. So no cap was in CM Punk rap. Why the fuck you thought you needed to show that on TV and then act like you got Jack Perry's back and you're doing it for him or something? Like all that fucking does is embarrass him and promote that a WWE superstar beat the ass of an AEW superstar. And allegedly he whooped y'all ass too, but it's an NDA about it, so he can't say nothing. But that's what I've been hearing. Anyways, shot in the foot. What the fuck was that? We did get. We do have for next week. Willow Nightingale and Edge versus Brody King and Julia Hart. Brody King tried to beat up Edge after his match, and then Willow came and helped out. We had a champagne toast with Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. All it was, once it started, Tony Storm jumped her, threw a glass in her face, beat her up. Deonna Purrazzo came out, and then Tony Storm didn't know, not Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa, she didn't know who was touching her, so she got up mad, and then Deonna Purrazzo was like, fuck you. Like, she literally said, fuck you. We had another one of those awkward on the ramp, back to the crowd promos with Renee and Will Ospreay. And again, this nigga decides to use television time to respond to Triple H. And I know Tony was like, oh, yeah. Oh, my guys have my back. Lame ass nigga. The end of his promo, I will say, was very good. He showed a lot of passion and promoting his match with Bryan Danielson, which I would like to see more promotion for. FTR did cut a promo after the Young Bucks segment or whatever. Called them petty little bitches. That was cool. A lot of fire from Dax, but he kept mumbling over his words and stuff. And the crowd was dead silent for a lot of shit tonight. But on the contrast, in the back, Dustin Rhodes cut a promo, and he had the people, you could hear them, you know what I'm saying? They were up for him. So I was definitely looking forward to that match. Now, we got Mariah May versus Anna Jay. If you're not looking for attractive women to look at and you actually wanted to see some action, then that wasn't the match for you. Like, there was a lot of talking on this show, and then most of the wrestling, it was just an excuse for an angle. Like, we did have a trios. It was Jericho, Hook, and Shibata versus Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor Promotions finally got a fucking win on national television. So salute to my brothers. I was happy to see that. But it only happened because Jericho and Hook, they started arguing or whatever. We did get an Okada squash match. He squashed the jobber. And then he accepted Pac's challenge for the pay-per-view for his championship. Pac came out. He wanted to smoke, but then the Young Bucks, they jumped them. I think FTR, yeah, they ended up coming out, but Okada and the Young Bucks, they beat the fuck out of FTR. The main event, we actually did end up getting Dustin Rhodes and Samoa Joe. Great professional wrestling match, especially a good TV main event. Dustin Rhodes had the crowd behind him from his promo, and he is somebody in the business, and he's a very, very serviceable veteran. Knows how to wrestle as a babyface. He got busted open pretty early, but all his comebacks, the crowd were behind him. Samoa Joe hit him with the damn belt to cheat to win. What a dick. But then he tried to jump Swerve. He tried to jump Dustin after the match, and then Swerve intervened in that, and that's how the show ended. If I had to give it a rating, bro, I would probably go like 4.5 or 5. Like, I've been doing these Dynamite live streams and reviews for about 7-8 weeks at this point. This is easily the worst one I've watched. Not any standout matches other than the main event. I did enjoy that. It was a lot of talking and vignettes, but the vignettes weren't even good, and the talking was kind of cringeworthy. But y'all let me know in the comments, man, how did you feel about this episode of Dynamite? I appreciate everybody that was in the building, all the support I've got over this last weekend, whatever you want to call it, man. I really appreciate it more than you will ever know. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you thought about Dynamite this week. And as always, you are royalty at all times. I'm out this thing.